Welcome to Cooking with Trent. Usually if you're using chicken breast, you want to cut it in half and then pound it until it's flattened down a bit. This is chicken thigh, so I'm not going to really do much with it because it's already small enough. I did trim off some of the extra, so it's a good shape. You just use like saran wrap on top of it and then just pound it with the meat tenderizer. For your marinade, I just use pickle juice for like half an hour before you're going to cook it. So that's probably enough for this much chicken, like half a cup to a cup. Just toss it all in there. And then just sit in the fridge for like half an hour. Sometimes I'll use buttermilk. Depends on if I have buttermilk or not. If you don't have buttermilk, then just skip this part and then just use milk and egg in your mixture for the batter. You're dipping the wet to the dry batter. So anyway, step one, marinate it for half an hour. And then we'll come back once this is done. All right, so to make your batter mix, whatever you want to call it, about a cup and a half of buttermilk. I usually use the leftovers from the marinade, the pineapple juice and buttermilk, but you can also just use buttermilk and eggs. I'm doing about triple the size because we got a big batch, so take that in consideration. Then I'll use for the dry ingredients about 2 cups of flour, whatever flour you want to use. I'm just using all-purpose white flour. And then once you get your flour in there, you'll top it with your other dry ingredients and mix it in so it cooks the chicken evenly. We throw it in there. So I'm going to use about 2 to 3 teaspoons, basically a tablespoon if you want, of garlic salt. That way it has a salty garlic flavor in there. And then we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons. We're just going to do a heaping teaspoon of paprika. And then the same thing with pepper, just 1.5 teaspoons, so a heaping teaspoon of pepper. And then this is what they use in Chick-fil-A. They use powdered sugar in their mix. Kind of gives a little bit of sweet flavor. That's how they get you addicted. Then we'll mix up the dry ingredients. It's pretty simple. If you don't have garlic salt, you have garlic powder. You can use garlic powder and salt together. Just do 2 portions salt to 1 portion garlic. So it's a little bit more salt than garlic. And then once you have that mixed in pretty well, you want to mix up the wet ingredients. And I'm going to cook these. I've got a little bit of chicken left over from the extra I cut off. I'm just going to cook those into little chicken strips. Cook those while the marinade's still going for the rest of the stuff. So because I'm doing that, I'm going to take some pickle juice from here, so that this other stuff I'm making that wasn't marinated will have some of the pickle juice flavor. So that's good there. Probably should have used a deeper dish for this, but it's fine. And I use tongs because I don't like getting my fingers all goopy with this. Because you go wet, dry with your fingers, it sticks pretty bad. You have to wash your hands like every 2-3 minutes. So I'm just gonna take these little pieces here, drop those in. Put them in the dry. And then once you've done this, you stick them in your air fryer. These smaller pieces, probably like 15 to 20 minutes at 380 to 400. That's all you need to do. Bigger pieces, I'll usually do 380 to 400 for 17 to 22 minutes. So just coat those good. I also like to spray these with oil, preferably not like the cans, like the pressurized cans of canola oil or coconut oil, but like use this kind of thing where you pump it and spray it. I'm gonna coat these pretty well, and I'll spray inside here. And then I'll coat these pretty well with oil and then cook that. So that's pretty much the process. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot of ingredients in it. And this we're just gonna use as like chicken nuggets basically. We'll come back once we do the sandwich part. So I'm taking all the stuff we used to marinate, the buttermilk and the dill pickle juice, and I'm just putting it back into this wet mixture. Then I have my lovely assistant, Garrett. Garrett's gonna prepare the buns. I usually use brioche bun. I don't like this with the split top, but that's what they had. I like brioche buns though. That's the best to use. And normally what I use is mayonnaise, but we don't have mayonnaise. The reason we use mayonnaise is because it doesn't burn when you toast it. Butter works fine though. So I usually just toast it lightly. If I'm using mayonnaise, I kind of just focus on the edges. Barely got anything in the middle to kind of get around the edge. So you're gonna do that with all these. While he's doing that, we're gonna do the first batch. So you're dipping it in the wet mixture. Can you guys do that? And then the dry mixture. It's really complex there. Now the key to making it to where it doesn't like look all dry, because if you don't have any oil on it, it kind of looks like powdery and dry when you cook it, is to spray it with oil. I prefer to use this oil that's in a pump versus like the canned stuff, the canned spray. And you can get these for like $2 or $3 most places. So after you shake it off, first I'm gonna coat the inside here. You have to pump it to pressure out of it. So this is just olive oil. It's best to use peanut oil. That's what they use at Chick-fil-A. But you can use olive oil or any other decent oil. I wouldn't use canola oil though. It's garbage. Okay, so you want to shake that off, and then you're going to spray that piece, lay it down, and spray the other side of it. So that's done. Then repeat the process for all 16 pieces. I don't like these day old. They're okay day old, but I like them fresh. So, but if you want to do like it for 3 or 4 days, you can cook a bunch of them. I didn't shake off enough of the flour on that one. Normally you want to shake off the flour more. The secret is you want to put barely any mayonnaise on your bun before you toast it. It tastes way better that way. Regan has a double layer air fryer that Santa brought her. So we're gonna stack it up here. Basically, we're gonna cook it for 17 minutes at 380. Did I forget to mention, about 10 to 12 minutes into the 17 to 18 minutes, you want to flip them. If you flip them too soon, like halfway, you don't want to flip them because they're not crispy enough. And then some of the breaded part will come off and stick to the bottom. So usually when I cook it about 10 to 12 minutes before you flip them. And then the last like 30 seconds, you're gonna add cheese. And that way it can melt in the air fryer. If you do it too soon, like I did these like a minute too soon, so they're a little bit too melted, but anyway. And then toast your buns, and put whatever toppings you like on there.
How do you assemble it?
You throw it together.
Wow.
However you want. I usually put the pickles on top of cheese. Tomato, lettuce.
Okay, well show us how it's done.
Throw on some stuff.
Grab
My
one.
goodness.
What?
I would normally use the tongs, but since it's for Sarah, I'm using my fingers. Don't worry, guys. I use.
I don't like that many pickles.
You don't like pickles?
It's fine. Just
You like tomatoes?
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Good job.
Anyway, and then throw in some lettuce, and then the Chick-fil-A sauce. And there's Sarah's sandwich.
You can buy Chick-fil-A sauce at the grocery store.
Here you go, Sarah.
There you got it.
Plates
Look
right
at
here.
that.
Kids, grab your plates.
Eat it up.